My name is Janet Dawson, and if you're hearing this, you're probably not human, or at least not from my time. Maybe you're an explorer picking through the wreckage of what was once humanity's boldest outpost on Mars, or maybe you're one of them, the entities that unraveled our solar system like it was a cheap toy. Either way, this is my final transmission, sent from a dying base in the Eridania Planitia, with a sandstorm howling outside and one battery pack barely keeping the lights on. The solar panels, the few that haven't been shredded by Martian dust, are limping along at 1/10 of their capacity. Life support's burning through power faster than it's coming in, and the system's giving me 3 days before it shuts down. No air circulation means carbon dioxide will build up, and I'll suffocate on my own breath. But I've got a stash of oxycodone in the med bay, enough to take out a small elephant, so I can choose my exit. I'd rather go out on my terms than let this red wasteland have the final say. I'm alone now, the last of Team 1. I was the second human to set foot on Mars, right after Captain Sarah Edmonds, with Kyle Johnston and Daniel Reed following. We were a tight crew, Edmonds, the no-nonsense leader, Johnston and I, geologists obsessed with ancient lake beds, and Reed, our medic, who kept us stitched together. Team 2 was up in the orbiter, waiting their turn to land in 3 months. That was the plan, anyway. We'd been here a month, coring samples, analyzing hematite veins, dreaming of rewriting history with proof of Martian water or life. Then NASA's encrypted burst hit us. Neptune was gone. Vanished. Not exploded, not obscured, just erased from the sky. We thought it was a glitch. Edmonds laughed. Some in turn probably fried the Hubble. But the data was undeniable. No planet, no moons, just a void where an ice giant once hung. They'd known for a week but censored our feeds to manage morale. Gravitational ripples and disrupted light curves confirmed it. Something impossible had happened. We tried to stay focused. I buried myself in the lab, tracing mineral patterns under a microscope, chasing the ghost of ancient rivers. But that night, the dream started. All 4 of us had the same one, endless green-black fractals spiraling in a void so vast it crushed your soul. Time warped. Seconds felt like centuries. I woke up drenched, heart pounding, feeling like I'd aged decades. Over breakfast, Daniel's hollow eyes met mine. "You get it too?" he whispered. We compared notes. Same patterns, same dread. Edmonds called it stress, but her voice trembled. Johnston just stared into his coffee, silent. We didn't talk about it again, but the dreams clung to us like dust. A week later, relief, Kronos, that distant Kuiper Belt rock, was spotted intact. Maybe Neptune was a freak event. We joked over synthetic coffee, clinging to routine. But then Uranus vanished. No delay this time. Control sent the news instantly. Uranus and satellites missing, with 3 images from the Jackson-NASA orbiter. They were horrifying. Pale blue methane clouds spiraled upward from the planet, like inverted tornadoes, twisting into the void. Hundreds of them, ending in tiny, sand-like dots against the black. The final image zoomed in, the spiral's tip fading to tan, a grain of something alien at its end. Something was pulling the planet apart, siphoning its essence. Earth erupted. Martial law swept nations that could enforce it. Where they couldn't, riots turned to civil war, desperate, aimless violence. Police escalated from batons to bullets. Thousands died. Suicide spiked. Apocalyptic cults screamed of judgment. Someone tried bombing the Burj Khalifa, stopped just in time. We were offered extraction, ascend to the orbiter, burn for home. But in the common room, under the pale glow of Martian sunset, Edmonds laid it bare. Neptune to Uranus in 2 weeks. If it's coming inward, we'd die in transit. We voted to stay, telling ourselves it was for the mission, for hope. Truth was, we knew home was gone. The dreams intensified, bleeding into waking hours. Fractals flashed over the lab, the corridors, the red dust outside. We raided the stims, modafinil, amphetamines, anything to avoid sleep. But you can't fight it forever. Then Saturn fell. Deep Space Telescope streamed it near real time. Rings dissolved in minutes, the gas giant unraveling over an hour. Amber clouds exploded outward, then collapsed, dredged from the planet's core. ESA's Herschel probe sent one image before dying. A close-up of a tendril's end, a blob with floppy ears of dust. I named them dust bunnies in a drug-fueled haze. Up close, they're less cute, pulsating grit, rooted planetside but flopping in orbit like cosmic abominations. Earth's collapse accelerated. Soldiers deserted, media crumbled. Anchors wept on air. A rioter fired at the sky before turning the gun on himself. A woman in a crowd froze, waking with unearthly terror. We made our last calls home. Daniel to his wife and daughter in Tallahassee. Johnston to his kid, Katie. Edmonds to her siblings. No one. My family died in a typhoon years ago. My ex wasn't worth the call. Communications cut soon after. We slept, knowing the dreams would return, longer, lonelier, an endless fractal abyss. Waking took hours, memories fogged like decades had passed. I hid in the lab, staring at rocks like they mattered. At sunset, Johnston's screams shattered the silence. I found him in the common room, blood-soaked, skin shredded, waving a kitchen knife. "They ate Jupiter," he howled. I saw it, columns pulling it apart. "Katie, they're coming for Long Beach." His daughter, Katie, was my age, but he looked broken, eyes wild. I lied, saying he couldn't know, but he kept screaming her name. Daniel walked in. Johnston stabbed him through the chest. They collapsed, locked together. I screamed, had to be me, though I felt like a ghost. Edmonds arrived. Johnston shoved her, sprinting for maintenance. "The gun," she said. We ran to her quarters for the air pistol, built to stop a human without breaching the hull. As she loaded it, an explosion rocked the base. Lights died, red emergencies flickered on. Johnston had punched a hole in a battery bank, oxygen-reactive chemicals ignited, obliterating maintenance. He was gone, just charred scraps. We sealed corridors, checked Daniel, no pulse. 2 hours later, Evie confirmed, Johnston's remains scattered in the dark, Jupiter's absence yawning above. We shrouded Daniel, laid him outside. Edmonds removed her helmet, collapsing instantly. I could have saved her, didn't. No point. I shrouded her too, left the gun. The orbiter passed once, reporting their own disaster. Margaret Green, dead from a heart attack, her body mangled in a botched space burial. Jupiter was gone. Earth signals faded to Arabic static. They vanished over the horizon, silent forever. I slept at the comms, dreaming of Detroit winters, hot chocolate, my mother's hugs. My first dog's death. Then a creature, cat weasel, 5 fan tails, clicking apologies across Ian's. "Mistakes made," it said. "Sorry." A thud woke me. Outside, a dust bunny landed, roots burrowing, clicking like the dream beast. More fell like hail, glowing blue on Mars's moons. Earth and its moon are silent. I'm not the last human, but humanity's done. 3 days left. I'll walk, maybe touch the bunny, it doesn't mind. Then the pills. If this reaches you, fight better than we did. Maybe there's an afterlife, fractal and strange. See you there. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. The launch from Cape Canaveral felt like a lifetime ago. The roar of the rockets, the G-forces pinning me to my seat, Earth shrinking to a blue marble in the porthole. 6 months in transit, canned air, recycled water, zero gravity turning muscles to mush. We trained for it, simulations, psych evals, isolation chambers. I left behind an ex-husband I barely spoke to and the ghosts of my family, lost to a mega typhoon in Okinawa. No kids, no pets, just me and the void. We landed smoothly, dust billowing like a red curtain. Edmonds stepped out first, planting the flag. "For humanity's next giant leap," she said, voice crackling over comms. I followed, boots crunching on regolith, the horizon curving under a butterscotch sky. The base was a cluster of inflatable habitats, pressurized corridors, solar arrays, and massive battery banks. Eridania was chosen for its ancient lake bed, evidence of water billions of years ago. Johnston and I spent days coring samples, dreaming of fossilized microbes. Daniel monitored vitals, Edmonds coordinated with control. We had a hydroponics garden, lettuce, potatoes, A slice of Earth on this dead world. The first month was routine. Wake to the hum of life support, choke down rehydrated eggs, suit up for EVAs. I'd spend hours in the lab, microscope humming, tracing hematite veins that hinted at rivers long gone. Johnston would banter about the big find. Daniel cracked dry jokes. Edmonds kept us on task. Then Neptune's disappearance hit like a gut punch. We huddled in the common room, staring at grainy images from Earth's telescopes. Where a blue giant should have been, there was only starry black. Triton, Proteus, Gun. Daniel paced, muttering about sensor failures. Johnston demanded proof. Planets don't just vanish. Edmonds pushed for answers, but the 20-minute comm lag was torture. The truth sank in. Scientists speculated, black hole? Antimatter? Alien tech? The public wasn't told at first, but leaks spread. Suicides surged, cults preached doom. The Burj Khalifa bombing attempt made headlines. We tried to work, but the dreams invaded. That first night, I saw fractals, green-black, infinite, swallowing time. I woke feeling ancient, disoriented. Daniel's question confirmed it wasn't just me. We didn't know what it meant, but it felt like a warning. Kronos' rediscovery brought brief hope. We laughed, clinging to normalcy. But Uranus's loss crushed it. Those images, spiraling clouds, sand-like dots, haunted us. Earth's chaos grew, martial law, riots, civil war. We debated extraction, but Edmonds's logic was cold. We die in space. We stayed, pretending it was noble. The dreams worsened, flashing even awake. Stims kept us going, but not enough. Saturn's fall was a spectacle. Telescopes showed rings dissolving, clouds erupting, then collapsing. Herschel's image of the dust bunny, floppy-eared, pulsating, burned into my mind. I named it in a haze, half mad from drugs and fear. Earth's collapse followed. Desertions, suicides, anchors breaking down. We called home except me. I had no one. Communications died, and we slept, dreading the dreams. Waking was hell. I hid in the lab, staring at rocks. Johnston's screams broke the spell. He was a wreck, bloodied, raving about Jupiter. His knife, his terror, his daughter's name. Daniel's death was quick, brutal. Johnston's flight to maintenance ended in the explosion. The battery bank's destruction sealed our fate. I found his remains outside, scattered under a sky missing Jupiter. Daniel and Edmonds got shrouds. I didn't save her. The orbiter's last pass confirmed Team 2's loss. Earth's silence was deafening. The dust bunny's arrival shook the ground. Roots burrowed. It clicked like the dream creature. More landed, glowing blue on Mars's moons. Earth's gone quiet. I've got days left. I'll walk, touch the bunny, then take the pills. This is my warning. Fight better. Maybe there's something after, in the fractals. Maybe I'll see you there.